Jake's POV. I think I passed out. Everything went from all too real to more of a dream. For the next little while, my memories got a bit fuzzy as I slipped in and out of consciousness. One clear memory I have is how clammy and dizzy I felt. Cold. That's what I was. No matter how hard the sun beat down on me, I was freezing. It was probably a side effect from blood loss. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was just dead, and that's why I was cold. Sentinel! Lieutenant Data called out. I didn't answer, but she found me anyways, and landed on the ground in front of me. Sentinel, can you hear me? Are you? By Hashem! Your limb! Hold still! I may not be the greatest healer, but I can stop the bleeding. She cast a spell, and the pain in my wrist faded, but it didn't go away. After my wrist was healed, Datahu surveyed the area and contacted the rest of the squad. That's about when my head started to clear up. Lieutenant? I asked on the ground, lying on my back and still in my armor. Sentinel, good. I was worried my healing spell was ineffective. Do you remember what happened? I killed her. Yes, you completed the mission and killed the target. Good work, she said. Hearing her congratulate me made my stomach turn. My hand, I said, looking at my stump. Yes, it seems you lost it in the fight. I do not know much about healing magic, but perhaps your master can reattach it for you. Where is Suma? Is she alright? Captain Giguales said he regrouped with Private Suma, Rue, and 9. They were able to finish evacuating the survivors before they retreated. However, Odin's did not survive the enemy's assault. Dang it. My cheeks grew hot and soon tears were streaming down my face. Between my hand, Odin's, and Harbinger, I really don't know which one of them I was crying for most. I just sobbed quietly and whispered swears and curses under my breath, until I heard flapping sounds getting closer. Suma landed on my shoulder. The others all landed nearby except for 9. He stayed in the sky and circled around, keeping an eye on the surroundings. The enemy had retreated, but only because of Harbinger. With her gone, they'd be back sooner or later. Jake, thank the dragons you are okay, she said, and gently placed her head against the cold metal helmet I hadn't bothered to send away yet. I lost my hand, I said, raising up my stump. Her eyes went wide and her feather pressed flat against her body when she saw it. I even noticed that natural sparkly glitter-like glow she always had got a little dimmer. I found it over there. Can it still be reattached? Datu asked. No. I'm so sorry, Jake. Once a wound has been healed, severed limbs cannot be reattached. Suma's POV. We left the island of Sangu quickly after the battle, and with one less member of our team than when we'd arrived. All of us were hurt, some worse than others. Jake lost his left hand. He has not spoken much since it happened, though when I found him after the battle it was clear how upset he was. The journey back to base was quiet and long. I thought about Jake's hand and wondered if there was anything that could have been done. For hours I pecked at every corner of my mind, until finally I remembered something, though I highly doubted Jake would take kindly to the idea. Instead, I decided to bring it up with him later, in private. 6 hours later we landed on base. A squadron of Nume met us in the air, and guided us down to verify our identities. Night had already fallen, but the process was swift. It was not long before Captain Giguales dismissed us, and told us to get some rest. We were relieved of duty for the next 3 days to recover. He and the lieutenant flew away. They had to report our mission to the major. 9 stayed with Ro. He felt like leaving her alone right now would hurt her. She and Odin's were the closest ones in our squad, to the point where 9 and I suspected they may have been in some sort of relationship. I flew with Jake to his room. Once we were there, I felt it was time to discuss my idea with him. He sat on his bed, and I perched on the table he used when crafting runes. Jake, I'm so sorry about your hand. It wasn't your fault, he said. holding it up and looking at it once again, just as he had done countless times during our journey home. If I had not... You were in the army because of me. I was supposed to take care of you. This happened because I could not protect you. I should have... I tried to continue, but Jake cut off my sentence. Suma, stop. The Queen offered me the deal too, and I turned it down right alongside you. We could have both gotten out, but I was so blinded by rage. This happened because I went off to fight. Because I couldn't bring myself to just kill Harbinger the moment I saw her. I had the opportunity, but I wanted to... Jake sighed deeply. I just didn't want to kill someone, but at least I survived. Odin's wasn't so lucky. Jake, there may be a way to heal your hand, I told him. But you said... Yes, but I remembered something, though I doubt you will like it. I would try anything. Just tell me what it is, he said, leaning forward on his bed. Jake was cradling his injured wrist close to his belly with his other, now only, hand. When the dragon took over your body, you were injured, I said. I don't remember anything that happened personally, but I do remember seeing that in the crystal ball thing. Your body was torn to pieces by the Royal Mage's spells, but the dragon somehow healed himself in mere moments. He regrew entire parts of your body. If we can discover how he did it... I let my words hang in the air, and Jake looked down at his wrist again. Zachariah put all those memories in my head. One of them has to have an answer. Did you not once tell me that Zachariah told you during that same event that he put memories in your head regarding magic inversion? I asked. Yeah, so? When you give me your mana, my healing magic becomes death magic. If you can learn that inversion, perhaps you could use the same healing spell that the dragon used, I suggested. This is the part I knew Jake would be hesitant about. He has resisted using death magic ever since... Suma, I used death magic to kill Harbinger, Jake said, and looked away. I see. We were fighting and she was going to kill me. I had no choice, Jake said. I know you did not, Jake. I am not blaming you. She was under her master's control. She killed countless Nume. Killing her was our mission. I know, but it wasn't just that I killed her. I used death magic, just like him. You are nothing like the Chaos Dragon. He was a monster. He ravaged the land, killed millions, and he never regretted any of it. She screamed so much. It must have been agony, Jake said. He began to do something I've seen him do a few times since we met. Water, or tears, came from his eyes, and the magic that normally surrounds him became more turbulent. Not so much that it was visible, or that it caused any physical phenomenon, but enough that I could sense it becoming active. Jake's body poured magic constantly, and over the years I had become more able to tell how he was feeling by its ebb and flow. When I first met him, I never even noticed it, but now, feeling it was almost second nature to me. However, I did not need to feel his manner to know how upset he was. Jake, I am so sorry. Being here burdens you so much. We can still accept the Queen's offer if you want. There is nothing preventing us from doing so, I told him. No, we can't. If I'm ever going to go back home to see my mum again, then I still need to get stronger, he said, wiping his garments on his face. And to do that, I'm going to need my hand. Okay, I nodded my head. I'll start searching through the memories, both Zachariah's and Deja's, for anything more regarding magic inversion. I know the basics, but I'm still not great at it. It took Zachariah a while to learn, so there's probably a ton to look through. You should get some rest. That can wait until tomorrow, I suggested, but I knew he wouldn't listen. I left his room and went back to the squad's room, where I found Ro had already laid in her roost, and Nine was perched over Odin's belongings. For the rest of the night I helped him sort things out, and decide what would be sent back to his family, and what belonged to the camp.